What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, Latrina, and I am back again today with another tarot spread read. And it looks like starting off, we have the Hierophant in our first row, which usually speaks of an establishment or maybe a group leader or some kind of, it could be a marriage even. Something that was established between, more than one individual. It looks like they, may have gotten some information about a material harvest. This information was not good news to them about something going in the wrong direction with this establishment or this group leader. It's either one of the three. And it seems like it says a card that never appears, neither wins or loses. And it says Haymaker. This is the Haymaker card. Something, they didn't receive good news at this, establishment. Whatever was established with this, the direction. It has something to do with something going in the wrong direction, regarding this establishment. And it has even something to do with the material harvest. It has someone in despair coming in the second row. It's forced something to rest and rejuvenate. Something is complete. We got the World card coming out here in the second row about this Knight of Swords. So that was something that they did act upon quickly. And it's even says pray until something happens. This forced this individual or this establishment into prayer. It says the end of an ox is beef, and the end of a lie is grief. And then it says there's no options. So something has come to an end regarding, this message, this information that they received, that something was going in the wrong direction regarding this material harvest. And even it was regarding, some kind of an establishment or a group. Something has came to an end regarding this action that was taken. Or maybe not taken, because that did come out in the reverse. It's forced somebody to put something to rest. And we got the end of an ox here. They said it's beef, and the end of a lie is grief. So the world has come upon this situation dealing with this establishment or this group leader regarding a material harvest. They did get some information that was not in their favor. Something that was bad news, information that was bad news to them, to their whole group. It's put them in despair, and it's forced them into prayer. Because they were, in expectation of something here in this third row. They was in expectation of taking someone's foundation, stripping them right off their foundation using spell work. And it looks like, with the Seven of Wands coming out in the reverse, whatever actions that they took regarding this spell work, it did backfire, because this came out in the reverse. Dealing with this material harvest, And dealing with this firm foundation, it says a fragrance clings to the hand that gives roses. Sex. But pretty much, it looks like we got the Vampirina card, the vampire coming out with the Knight of Cups. And since we have a female coming out in expectation of being, sucking someone, life force, their blood, or, even their finances and their foundation, stripping someone's foundation is what they tried to do, you know, take someone right off of their foundation. But they was in expectation of that, ciphering someone's energy or either their blood, they wanted to siphon it. And, here we have this Four of Cups coming out in this fourth row in the reverse, which lets me know something was not accepted or was accepted. Something that they did not reject. That's the best way to put that. And then we got the imprisonment card also coming out in that fourth row with the fulfillment of wishes coming out in the reverse. So they did not get the fulfillment of wishes, and it actually got this Emperor card coming out as being the one that accepted. This Emperor comes out right here in the fourth row, right with the imprisonment and no fulfillment of wishes. And so something he should have rejected. It was something he should have rejected from this actual Vampirina type of individual coming out as the Knight of Cups and a vampire, but it's a female. And then it says, a fault denied is twice committed. Infinite love. Something that they should have rejected, and it may, maybe it's something about imprisonment here. I'm not sure if they was afraid or that they're facing imprisonment, for something that they should have rejected. This Emperor should have rejected something. And instead, he did not get a fulfillment of wishes. He didn't, expect that. He should have rejected it, this imprisonment that he put himself into. And it may be literal or just, in terms of, lifestyle, livelihood. He may have imprisoned himself in that manner, because next we have the Empress card coming out in the very last row. And sitting on top is the mature man coming out with that Empress. And then we have the third chakra coming out in the reverse. And a double Empress. We got the Empress card in this last row twice. She comes out twice, which does confirm a divinity. This confirms that this Empress, she, what do they call them, kids? She is divine. I don't know how else to put it. It says, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. Red light. So there's a message to this Empress, this double Empress, coming out here in this last row. We have the mature man sitting on top of that row. He refused. I guess this mature man maybe refused to speak about something regarding this Empress and something that he should have rejected regarding this vampire queen here, this Vampirina kind of individual coming out as the Knight of Cups. It has someone in despair. The world has come upon the situation, forcing all involved into prayer. We got the Haymaker card, when they got this message, it was the haymaker. It absolutely was the haymaker. Whatever type of message that they got regarding this establishment and this group leader, and this message was regarding a material harvest as well. The world has come upon. That means, something has come full circle on this establishment. And it's brought someone into despair. This whole group, this whole establishment is in despair. And it's forced them into rest and rejuvenation. Some action that they didn't take, because this night comes out in the reverse, usually speaking of fast action. So they really didn't take any action. When I see that card in the reverse, it's forced them into prayer at this moment, because the end and the world has come upon this situation. When we see this ox card being, beef, it says the end of an ox is beef. And this says the end of a lie is grief. The world has come upon this lie that was formed by this establishment for some material harvest, and it's got them all in despair. Whatever lies that they told and whatever action that they did not take, they took slow action to something that has gotten the world brought upon it. Even prayer forces this establishment into prayer, and it has something to do with this backfire on this spell work. When you see that 7 coming out in the reverse, that's a backfire on this Vampirina and this mature man sitting down here on top of this Empress who refused to speak up about someone's divinity and about them being, a divine